That's Governor Dauda Lawal, who has just been affirmed, whose victory has been affirmed by the Supreme Court a while ago. His counsel, Damian Dodo, was the first to address the press, trying to give more explanations as regards the judgments coming from the Supreme Court. And Governor Dauda Lawal, too, himself, is also expressing his happiness, and he's also joyous that the people of the state will be happy with the victory that has been affirmed by the Supreme Court. Recall that there are other 3 local government elections which the lower court had earlier ruled that re-election has to be conducted there, but then the Supreme Court has dismissed that would not be happening any longer. So let's take you back to Kano State, where we brought you earlier that the Kano State, the Supreme Court rather, had also affirmed the victory of Governor Abba Yusuf as a duly elected governor of the state. Our correspondent, Ibrahim Isa, is standing live for us right there on the street of Kano, where Jubilation is going. Ibrahim, I can see a lot of people who are jubilating right behind you there. Talk to us about how Kano citizens are receiving this joyous news today.
Well, the people of Kano, especially those who are currently in front of the residence of former Governor of Kano State and Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP presidential candidate, they are here jubilating after the outcome of the Supreme Court. They are here to show that they are in the mood of celebration, that they are pleased with the outcome of the Supreme Court judgment. You can see behind me, there are people riding on motorcycles. Some are riding on their tricycles. Some are driving cars. Some of the cars are exotic, and people are actually expressing their joy after the Supreme Court's judgment. Today is Friday, and any moment from now across the state, Friday prayer, the Jumat prayer will be conducted. And luckily for these ones that are here, at the residence of the senator, that is a Friday mosque. So there is expectation that the people celebrating here would, in full moment from now, move to the Friday mosque to offer their Friday prayers. Basically, that's what is going on in Kano State. The same thing is going on across the state. Earlier on, before the Supreme Court judgment, there have been normal hustle and bustle. People are doing their normal activities, anticipating the outcome of the Supreme Court. Now that the Supreme Court had ruled on the matter, they are out to celebrate.
Interesting thing to see people jubilating, celebrating on the road, but then it's one thing to celebrate, it's another thing to ensure that the celebration doesn't lead to any sort of injury, because I could see the way some people, you mentioned exotic cars, and even some motorcycles, the way they're riding, some appear somewhat reckless. Who is taking cognizance of all of these to ensure that casualty, as a result of celebration, is not incurred?
Yes, and some of the celebrations are in this area. As you can see, a moment ago, a guy driving a black car just confronted us, and a lot of some of the celebrations are in this reckless. A few moments ago, a tricycle fell just close to me, and even though no injury was recorded, the celebrations are still ongoing. Well, we don't know, but we don't know who will take responsibility of that, but they are currently celebrating, and you can see the mood at which they are doing the celebrations. They are riding recklessly, so to say. Some of them displaying their skills, that the skills they know, and all that. The cars are being screeched on the tar. A lot of things like that are currently happening right here where I am, and of course in some other locations across the state. You could recall that the political party leaders had signed a peace pact, and in the peace pact, the leaders of this political party, the New Nigeria People's Party and the APC, have agreed and to inform their followers that there wouldn't be any form of celebration or protest. Well, probably those celebrating are people who are not carrying members of these parties, or some of them are, as we can see here. Probably not all of them have been informed on the decision of the security agencies, but of course they are all right here in the state, and some of them are actually ensuring that the celebrations did not in any way go in a negative way.
Well, interesting stuff. You know, it's quite instructive to also point out that earlier in the day when we were talking, everywhere seemed calm. It was as if people were not expecting this joyous news to them, what they considered joyous news to them. What was it like then, and then in comparison to what you are actually experiencing now? Was it that they felt that the judgment might not go their way, or both parties were actually looking forward to what the Supreme Court's judgment was going to look like?
The political parties, both the parties have mobilized their supporters, and these celebrations are expected. But, many of them are not aware of what the outcome would be. That's the reason why earlier on before the judgment, the state is calm. But now that the judgment has been is in their favor, the ones that are here, now that the judgment is in their favor, the people that have been mobilized and those that have not been mobilized, in a situation like this, you will find out that people who are actually not card-carrying members of a political party who are residents of the state do come out. We've seen so many cases like that where political parties organize rallies and all, and you see residents, those who are actually not members of that same party, come out to jubilate or protest any decision. So what we can see right here are residents of Kano and supporters of the New Nigeria People's Party and the governor of Kano State celebrating the victory of the Supreme Court.
News correspondent Ibrahim Issa, the only thing I could tell you at this moment is also to be very, very careful in the way you navigate your ways, ferreting, looking for news among the jubilant Kano citizens. Thank you so much for the update. Thank you.